What's up?
It's saying it's working. Holy shit.
What's good? What's good, daily fantasy sports people?
Let's see if it is working.
It is. It's alive, bro.
It says it's live, dog.
All right.
Look up shit
Well,
here.
February 2nd, we got a good slate of games. There's about 8 games tonight.
We got a bunch of crappy games tonight, man.
Oh, crappy games? Man, no, yesterday, man. That two
Crappy
slate.
ass games.
I mean,
What's up?
I understand this is Super Bowl, but why are they giving us two slate?
For yesterday, well, like I said, it was a Super Bowl, so why would
See
you?
if it is working.
Why would you expect? It actually is
It
working.
is.
I'm
It's
actually
live, bro.
I'm on the website
It
and
says
it's
it's
working.
live, dog.
It is live, dude.
What?
That is sweet.
All right, well,
All right, so now that we know that it's actually officially working, maybe now I can, I don't know, pop up the games. Let's pop up the games, right? Let's see what we got
let's
going.
follow the games. We'll break them down one by one.
Since now we're experts in this whole thing.
All right. Well, all right. Our first game, we're looking at the Charlotte Hornets versus the Wizards. I don't have the Vegas line in front of me. Let me see if I can find it.
It's 7 points for Washington.
7 points for Washington. So it doesn't look like it's going to be much of a blowout. Now there was some recent news, and this is something you guys got to watch out for. It looks like John Wall is injured and he's dealing with a flu bug. He's dealing with a lot of stuff. So he's somebody to watch out for tonight. I mean, even though he's injured, he's been playing really well. So I might slate him in. It's an early game, so we'll be able to figure out at that point. But yeah, I'd slide him. I'd slide him into my roster. But if he doesn't play, Bradley Beal's somebody to look out for. I could see him dropping 40 fantasy points tonight easily against Charlotte. They don't guard the guards pretty well. I mean, Andy, you got any takes with that?
Yeah, I mean that's if he's not out there, probably Bradley Beal is not a bad pick. Kimball Walker is also out, so Brian Roberts. I know you don't really mention him that much, but he's a potential play there.
You like Brian Roberts on this one, man? I mean,
He's still kind of cheap. I know he kind of had a bad game, the last game, but
yeah, he's already bumped me once. He's 4,600 there over there on DraftKings. I mean, there's better value out there. Somebody that we'll talk about in a little bit. Devin Harris, he looks like a better value pick when you're
I think
looking at
somebody at his price. Somebody at his price, I think, is not a bad option.
Yeah, if you're gonna plug someone in, I definitely understand that. Is there anybody else from that game that you're looking at? Maybe.
What were we talking about? Washington, right? Well, I mean, you got to look on the other side of the ball now. You got we're talking about Brian Roberts. Maybe even Al Jefferson is a possibility out there. I mean, he's been doing pretty well, and I think he's still fairly cheap. I still have to pop up my information here, but I think he's a guy that I'd be looking at also.
Which guy?
Al Jefferson.
Al Jefferson. The only thing you want to watch out for that is I think what is it? Marvin's gonna be back. Let's see. Marvin Williams might be back tonight, which will take away minutes from them.
Al Jefferson, dog. He ain't doing nothing with him. Let's see. We got. Yeah, I mean he's still fairly priced.
What is he? About 7,600. He's got a tough matchup too against Washington because you're looking at Gortat and Nene. They seem to be defending pretty well as of late or in general throughout the whole season. So I might shy away from Al Jefferson in all honesty because there's better value picks at the center position. I mean, we're looking at Mozgov, we're looking at Pekovic. I mean, there's other guys that I would take for a lower value.
Yeah, but I mean Mozgov, I would say that's not really a bad pick, even in a potential blowout situation.
Yeah, even in a potential blowout, I could see them playing big throughout the whole time, even if it is a blowout.
$5,000, but it's just somebody that I'd probably stay away from.
Mozgov as well.
I mean, if you got to put him in there, I mean, he's not a bad pick, but I mean, if you're gonna go to the center position, I mean, you're probably gonna have to pay up, but I mean, Marc Gasol, I mean, I'm kind of looking at those games. I mean, it's kind of close. Maybe Tyson Chandler you could even play.
Most definitely.
He's been playing pretty well. I mean, I don't think I'd completely go I mean, like I said, if you got to plug and play him, Mozgov's not bad, but
Yeah. So slating from there, we'll probably go. Let's go Philadelphia, Cleveland. I mean, this looks like the blowout of the night.
it's definitely the blowout of the night.
This has got to be the blowout. You're looking at the 76ers. Come on, guys. I would not touch LeBron James. I probably wouldn't touch Kevin Love. Now, there is a possibility Kevin Love, for his value, might reach value for how much he costs. But I would probably shy away from anybody on Cleveland tonight except for probably Timothy Mozgov, just because, I mean, the 76ers, they do have an all right front court, but they're not that great. So I would probably plug in, even with the blowout potential, Mozgov. But as you said, you like other people out there. But from my perspective, Mozgov seems to be somebody who can get points tonight for his time and value.
Yeah, if you're going to take anybody from this game, on the Philadelphia side, I mean, Michael Carter-Williams, questionable. I mean, and just in a potential blowout like this is really going to be a three-quarter game. Just nobody I like, to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe a J.R. Smith, maybe, because he might run the second unit. If it is a blowout for his value, I mean, he's 4,700. He can easily go off, but I would only put him in a GPP.
Yeah, he's a
all you cash games out there. Just because J.R. Smith isn't a name that a lot of people would plug in a GPP, I could see him coming up big tonight. For some of you guys to differentiate your lineup, but otherwise, yeah, I'm avoiding this game as a whole. I don't like the game. The blowout scares me. I mean, the last time they played Philadelphia, though, I think they lost, so they played heavy minutes. But that was a fluke situation. That's not going to happen again.
I mean, Bahamonte's been acting surprisingly well as a league.
Yeah, but I think that he's first unit now for how many minutes he's playing. So
if this game is anywhere relatively close, I'd probably take a look at it. And the line itself, 193. I mean, that's kind of a low total too. So I think you can completely stay away from this game.
All right. So next game is the Clippers versus the Brooklyn Nets. Now, this game overall, I mean, I like the Clippers. In all honesty, I think one of the top plays – all right, well, there's another top play that I'm going to say, but one of the top plays of the night would probably be Blake Griffin, just because the defense is trash for Brooklyn when it comes to the front court, and he can put up big numbers. I mean, him with his oops, him with his defense. I mean, overall, I'd see Griffin getting a double-double in this one.
Yeah, I mean, Blake Griffin's a nice play, but again, I mean, the line is at, I mean, the spread is 9 points. I mean, there's still potential blowout there. Brooklyn really doesn't defend anybody very well. Then you got your Chris Pauls. Chris Paul's not a guy that he's still, I think, relatively cheap. He's at 9,300. I mean, he's a nice contrary play. He probably gets you 40 tonight. I mean, if you want to go that way, but I think I'm going to go more value in the point guard situation, in the point guard spot. I mean, with Brian Roberts and the guy we'll talk about later on in that Dallas game. I mean, I think those are guys that you can kind of just plug in, the Chris Pauls of the world and the John Walls of the world. I think I'm going to leave those alone today.
Well, the shooting guard position overall tonight is pretty weak. So either you're gonna, you might want to go with value. It's either you're gonna pay up for Monte Ellis, or you're gonna go value. So for you guys out there, JJ Redick looks like a good choice. He's only 3,600. Looking at that, I mean 3,600. If he reaches value for how many minutes he's been playing, that's a good overall pick. I mean, you're looking at, what was it, the past few games he's had 28, 20. 28. Now, he did have 19 against Denver, but I'm pretty sure that was a blowout. 31. So he's been having some minutes, and he's been taking anywhere from 10 to 13 shots a game. Last game he only had 7, but he made 4. So he's somebody I'd look out for. He could have a breakout game against them.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to find somebody, if you're trying to look for value in that game, that probably, that wouldn't be a bad pick. I mean, I was even looking at Jamal Crawford, but probably I'm just going to just stay away from that.
Yeah, he's 5,000. I mean, that's 1,400 point difference. And last game he only got 20 minutes. They're really what is it? Doc is going a lot with Redick lately, so Redick might be the better value pick there.
I mean, I was even taking a look at Kent Bazemore, but even in the 30 minutes that he got, because he's going to be starting again against New Orleans, Uh, not particularly well on defense, but still at $4,000 in 30 minutes against Philadelphia, and we all know how bad Philadelphia is against every position. He only got 11 points, so with 4 fouls. So that kind of scares me.
Yeah, I'd probably shy away from him.
He'd be a great pick if he was a little bit more consistent. But
yeah, a couple days ago, he was a high percentage play from what I saw. A lot of people had him over in my cash games. I think I saw him at like 55, 60%. So, I mean, he was a high percentage play. So he was safe then. Now he's a risky play because his price isn't there. So, all you guys, I'd avoid him tonight. I wouldn't go with him.
I definitely gave him a look. I gave him a look, but another guy kind of, like I said, you kind of want to probably shy away from that guy. But, yeah, anyway, Brooklyn, I don't know. I'm hearing that Darren Williams might play tonight. Am I hearing right on that, or?
Darren Williams, I think he's questionable, but I think there is a possibility. Yeah, because he practiced fully on Sunday. So there's a possibility he's going to play. So I would definitely see him as a possibility when we're looking at it. For 5,500, I would definitely look at him.
I don't think he's going to get a lot of minutes tonight. That's the one thing that kind of scares me on that. I don't see.
Yeah, if you're looking at guys returning from injuries, you're also looking at Rubio, and I would avoid Rubio like the plague too, because he's going to get limited minutes. He'll probably have 10 to 15, if that. So I'm going to avoid him as well.
Let's see what we got over here.
Though, guys, what I might throw out there, if he does seem to be healthy and you got a couple dollars to blow in a GPP, throw him in. Who knows? He might go off. Low percentage own. Might be something to look at. But otherwise, don't take the risk. Not cash game. Avoid them in cash games. So Milwaukee, Toronto. Unless you had anybody else from that game, I didn't see too much more.
Like I said, I think I'm going to stay away from the big guys, like the Chris Pauls and the. I mean, Blake Griffin is probably a play you can kind of put in there if you really need to, but I don't know. I think he's just somebody I'm going to, at the power forward spot, I think I'm really going to just kind of shy away from him tonight. There's another guy I really like in that spot.
Yeah, I mean, I like him a lot. Even if it's a blowout, I think he could still drop 40. But, yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming with that. I could see him being a double-double guy, though. So now we move over to Milwaukee, Toronto. I'm liking this game, especially for your mid-level guys, like your mid-tier level guys. I'm liking it. Brandon Knight is, the matchup-wise, he's going against Kyle Lowry. Guy can't play defense. He plays a little bit of defense, but Brandon Knight's going to run right around him. So Brandon Knight I see is a good point guard position play. I think Vasquez, how many minutes was he getting? He's been getting pretty heavy minutes too for Toronto. So in a value situation, he might be somebody to look at. And that's just the point guard position. You got anything from there?
No, I'm liking Brandon Knight. I think he's definitely a solid play. I looked at him earlier. I was considering throwing him in there. But yeah, I would play him. I mean, Vasquez, yeah, he's a nice little value pick, but I think the play of the game from both sides is going to be DeMar DeRozan. I mean, I think he's at $7,000, coming back from the injuries, looking at the numbers. I think the guy has absolutely been playing phenomenal.
He's been killing it. He definitely has been killing it. He's been playing it over 40 minutes. So they've been relying on him a lot. You're right there. Now last game he shot 5 for 16, but he still put up 40 points, and I'm liking that. If he's throwing up 15, 16, 17 shots, there's good money there, man. And if a lot of those are dropping, the only thing I would say with him is he shot in 27 minutes per game, 2 games against Milwaukee. He's 1 for 17. So it seems like they've been locking him down, but I think that's when he was injured. So I'm liking him tonight as well.
Yeah, I would definitely play him if you have the room to put him in. This is supposed to be a very high-scoring game. I mean, 203 is a nice little over-under there. 6.5 favorites for Toronto. Again, Milwaukee really hasn't played small forward position very well, defended them very well. So that's a guy I'm definitely looking at. It says Valanciunas is questionable tonight. 5,400. I mean, I'd probably stay away from him.
Yeah, don't touch him. Last game I think he got hurt because he was limited to 17 minutes in an overtime win. He's somebody matchup wise that I'd probably avoid.
Kyle Lowry, I think, is in play.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, but Brandon Knight has been defending very well. He's one of the top defenders, so he gets a lot of steals and stuff. So
Yeah.
I might avoid that just on the. He might have a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play him either. I just think that, I mean, if you really want to try to be as like a GPP, I mean, you might want to throw him in there.
Yeah, and two other players from Milwaukee. Cash game wise, I'd say Chris Middleton. GPP wise, I'd say Jared Dudley. Cash game wise, Chris Middleton, he's been playing heavy minutes. He's got a great matchup tonight. You're looking 42 minutes last game. He only put up 24 points, but the dude can break out. I see him as being a good play tonight. I don't know about you, but I see Cash game.
He's consistent. I mean, he's giving you 25 on the average, and he only really needs to reach that amount to reach value. So I mean, if you want to plug him in, plug and play him in, and again, Dudley was somebody I looked at, but I just don't think that he's a great, like you said, I don't think he's a great cash game play. He's more of a GPP play because you just really just don't know what you're going to get out of him.
Yeah, he's boomer bust. He totally is. You're right there. And then what about Henson? How do you like Henson?
You know what? I really didn't look at him that much. I mean, he's 46. His numbers
look at his past two games.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing really good. I mean, minutes-wise, you kind of look at the fouls. He's been, not really in a lot of foul trouble lately. So, I mean, I think I would roll the dice with him.
Yeah, there's a good possibility. If you're looking for a power forward that's not highly priced, he's somebody I'd look at, most definitely.
Matchup's not bad, especially if Valanciunas can't go. I mean, that'd probably be a nice little plug-and-play spot right there. But yeah. I think the key plays of this game would probably be Brandon Knight, definitely DeMar DeRozan, and then you got your Vasquez, Lowry, and maybe John Henson as the value guys.
And then another GPP option I'm going to throw out there is probably Mayo. He's been getting some decent minutes, and he puts up about a point per minute. So that's something. He's got a tough matchup tonight, but he's somebody I might sneak in. People will be avoiding him, so he might be somebody I'd sneak into my lineup in a GPP, not cash games though.
Yeah, So what else we got here? You got Atlanta, and New Orleans.
Yep.
Atlanta's favored by 4.5. The over/under is 195. I don't know, man. What are you thinking? What are your first initial thoughts on this game?
Well, it's going to be a close game, so that's always good. I don't see it being a blowout. I don't even see it being a potential blowout. Both teams are pretty gritty, but they're defensive. So I don't see anybody going off like crazy. Tyreke Evans, though, if you're looking to roster an extra point guard per se, I'd say look at Tyreke because I think Holiday's still hurt, right?
Yeah, he's still hurt.
Yeah,
Tyreke's still starting.
He's going to be out for a while. So if you guys are looking to play 4 point guards with the 3 slots on DraftKings, Tyreke Evans is great because he's slotted as a shooting guard, but he's really a point guard right now. Him and Eric Gordon are options since Kyle Korver's not the greatest defender. So I might look at them. And then, of course, if he's being guarded by a point guard, maybe I might not look at Tyreke Evans because Jeff Teague's out there. Jeff Teague's pretty good on defense. You see anybody else you like from this game? Millsap, of course. Always love Millsap. Millsap's somebody you can always go with. He'll drop you a double-double. I think last game, though, he didn't. Let's see. Last game he had 15 points, 8 rebounds. He ended up getting 32 points. But, you look at previous games from there, he's dropped 40, 55, 43, 47. So Millsap's somebody I'd look at. And then, your guy, Anthony Davis. You got any comments on him? You love playing him.
I was looking at him. I mean, he's questionable tonight with that. I think it's that or the groin injury. He said he's good to go, but anytime you got a big superstar like that, coming back from an injury, I tend to kind of shy away from guys like that. Probably leaves me in a bad spot, but I mean, he's got his last game. He played 30 minutes. 37 points, fantasy points, against Atlanta. And then you look at his recent stat line, 47, 64, 58, all in about almost 40 minutes of action. I just don't know. I mean, he's a big-time player. I get that. And it may not be the smartest thing to do is fade him, but if you're going to pay up for anybody big tonight, it's probably going to be Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that's somebody I'm looking at too. Another thing, guys, GPP wise, Anthony Davis probably will get a usage rate of around 15%, if not less. So if you guys are looking to get big points, and you can find enough value, guys, he might be somebody I'd roster, maybe even with him and Durant, because Durant hasn't been doing too well. So percentage-wise, he might be low too. So both those guys would be somebody I'd look at.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go any route, I mean, I think Anthony Davis is a GPP play for me personally. 'Cause I just don't know. I mean, like I said, with the injury, and you just don't know what you're gonna get from him. Kevin Durant, I think you got to stay away from LeBron James with the potential blowout up there. I think the safest top tier guy tonight is probably going to be Kevin Durant. He would probably be the guy I would definitely take. And then I'd probably take LeBron after that.
Yeah, LeBron. I like LeBron. It's just, and normally he can reach back, or he can reach 40-something points by the third quarter if it is a blowout. Normally, because he's the one scoring most of the points. But I would avoid LeBron always, just in this situation. It just looks like a straight up blowout. But Al Horford too, guys. He's in a tough matchup. You're looking at him fourth, I think, defensive rank he's going against. But he's somebody who's put up 40-something points in his last four contests. So he might be somebody I might put in at his price. 40-something points is not too bad.
Well, and then you got a guy like you said. The two guys you mentioned, Tyreke Evans, Eric Gordon, are pretty much no-brainers.
Yep.
I think you're definitely safe cash game wise. Put him in there. Korver, I even like Korver. I mean, if you need to throw him in there for a value play. Yeah, just Atlanta all together. I mean, they're looking for their 20th straight win tonight, and they're on the road. I mean, against a very, a decent team in New Orleans. So, Jeff Teague is a guy you can actually play. I think he's there if you want. 7,400. He's been doing pretty decent last couple games. Scored 42 against New Orleans the last time out in 35 minutes. So if you're trying to go a little bit on the cheaper side, he might be in play. But my two favorite plays here are probably going to be Tyreke Evans and Eric Gordon.
Yeah, those are the guys that you can slot in. Like if you look at both of them, like let's say last game, 42 for Tyreke Evans and 44 for Gordon. So you're looking at them. If you pair them, they're really not handcuffing your lineup too much, though they are both shooting guards. So you throw one in your guard spot, one in your shooting guard spot. But they're not handcuffing your lineup per se. So they are two guys I'd be looking at as well.
Now you got Orlando and Oklahoma City. Oklahoma's favored by 13.5. 208 is the over/under. Again, a potential blowout situation. Could be a three-quarter game. Games that I really don't like to target, but again, Kevin Durant is probably the only guy that I would probably touch out of this game. It seems like this might be the only close game for a superstar, so to speak. If Anthony Davis was completely healthy, I would definitely roll him out over any of these guys. But just with the situation being the way that it is, and I'm just not sure. I just don't like to take a big gamble on a superstar like that who's not completely healthy. I think Kevin Durant, under the circumstances, is going to be your best superstar of the night.
Yeah.
And then, obviously on the Orlando side, I mean, Fournier, I don't see how you can get off his price.
Well, the only reason why I might avoid him is because Oladipo looks like he's going to maybe play, which will take away minutes from Fournier.
Looking like a game-time call. Okay, yeah, he might. Man, it's up in the air.
It's definitely up in the air, so Fournier might be somebody I'd avoid until, I'd have him slotted, but I'd be checking Oladipo the whole time. He's somebody to look at. Now, a guy that I'm going to say is kind of like a secret pick here, I'm not going to put him in my cash games, but Reggie Jackson. You're playing him thinking that it's going to be a blowout on the fact that look at his previous games against New York. When it was a blowout, he played 28 minutes. Minnesota 26 minutes. So he might be somebody to sneak into your guys' lineups. Somebody that nobody's going to really take. And if it is a blowout, you're playing him on the blowout possibility. If you're really strong on this being a blowout, which I think it could be, especially if Oladipo's hurt, he's somebody I'd look at. And especially with the Magic coach right now, guys, I don't know if you know this, but it looks like he's going to be fired. So if he's not fired, then I definitely would play Reggie Jackson just because he's doing some stupid stuff. He's throwing out his second unit the whole game. He's doing a lot of crazy things trying to keep his job. So he's going to try stuff that's like unprecedented. So he might be out of this game within the first 2 quarters. So if that does happen, Reggie Jackson looks amazing because he'll be running the second unit the whole time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But again, I mean, this is just one of those games that I just tend to really just stay away from with all this, with the blowout potential. And the over/under, I mean, is 208. It's not bad, but Orlando's projected 97. Their team pace is 96. It's not bad. But I just don't know. Aaron Gordon, $3,000. I'm looking at the stats here. I mean, can you really wheel him out? I don't. He played
Aaron Gordon,
30 minutes, 17 fantasy points. Aaron Gordon for Orlando is getting the start tonight. I'm just throwing that out there, but I don't think I would. Anybody.
Especially with this coach, this guy. If the coach is coaching tonight and he doesn't get fired, keep tabs on that. I don't know if he's fired yet or not. But if he does get fired, then Aaron Gordon's probably somebody not to play. But if he does, or if he stays and he's not fired, he probably will rely on somebody like an Aaron Gordon because he's making dumb decisions, and this guy just needs to be fired. It's bad watching him coach games.
And then you got, Westbrook. I just think his price is just too much. I mean, you're not going to pay. If you're going to pay for one of them, it's going to be Durant over Westbrook.
How about Adams? Throw out Adams. He's got a good matchup because Vucevic does not play defense at all. So he's playing one of the guys that he can easily get some rebounds, score some points, and especially even if it is a blowout, Steve Adams still plays, and really doesn't matter overall. He'll still be playing.
Yeah, and I think Peyton, he's been playing great lately. Tobias Harris, is back from the injury. He's playing well, but like I said, and under the circumstances, I think you can safely avoid those guys. Adams does offer some good value if you need to plug and play him in there. I don't think it's a bad call. I think that's enough for me on that game.
Yeah, that's totally enough for me on that game. Let's get out of there. Let's look at Minnesota-Dallas. Now, this is the number 1 play of the night. I'm going to say this is my beast of the night. But totally Monta Ellis. I'm loving it, dude. He's 7,500. Rondo's hurt. So Monta Ellis, when he used to play for Golden State, dude used to handle the ball a lot. He used to put up a lot of stupid shots. I love it. He's going to be putting up 20 shots tonight. I see that happening. I see him scoring big points. I like it. I like it a lot. Not going to lie. And it's against Minnesota.
Yeah.
Who's going to defend him?
Really the play.
What were you saying?
Yeah, he's definitely the play tonight, especially with with the injury and that. To Rondo, he's going to be the guy orchestrating the offense, leading the charge. He's a guy I would definitely take. Devin Harris, let's not forget about him. I actually have him in a couple of my lineups.
Oh, I'm playing him. He's a value. I mean, paired up with him. Now, of course, Monta Ellis is going to be handling the ball more, but Devin Harris paired up with him. Because, let's see, Monta Ellis, though, you guys see last game, right? Rondo went out with that injury. It's like, what is that, the nasal fracture or whatever. It's pretty bad. So he's definitely not going to play tonight. But you see, he put up 20 shots when Rondo went out, and he also got 13 assists. Dude was playing defense. Dude, I just love him. I just love the pick tonight. There's no way. He's my lock of the night, man. But Kevin Martin may be somebody to team up with, too. because Monte Ellis isn't the best defender.
I like Kevin Martin a lot tonight, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. His price is way cheap right now still.
Yeah, Kmart. I mean, the dude hasn't been putting up crazy numbers, but he can drop 50 easily. He did it against New York back on back in November. So the dude can drop points right before he got injured. So he could pop off tonight, and it could be the Monte Ellis, Kevin Martin going back and forth scoring points show. So I could see that happening. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I definitely like. I got Kevin Martin in a couple of my lineups. Definitely Monte Ellis is the play here. Andrew Wiggins. I know everybody's kind of on him tonight, that he could be that he's a good play. I don't really think I'm going to go there with him.
I see him getting 20 points tonight, man. The matchup's too hard.
I think I would just go cheaper if I'm going to go that way. I think his price is inflated now. It's pretty high up there. I think they have him at
6,900.
6,900. I mean, just not liking the matchup and the game pace here. I think it's going to be. I know Rubio's projected to play a little bit here tonight, and again, Kevin Martin definitely cuts into Wiggins' production. Thaddeus Young is another nice option to look at. He's been.
And Lorenzo Brown. Can't lie to you there. What is it? He got 47 minutes his last game, 48 minutes against Cleveland. So he legitimately played the whole game.
Yeah, but I don't even think he's been doing that great.
He got 20 points, though, man. I mean, for his 3,000 min price, I mean, it gets you something to work with, him and Devin Harris. So technically, guys, this is risky, and I don't suggest this, but you could technically take Lorenzo Brown, Devin Harris, Monte Ellis, and Kevin Martin in a lineup, and you still, you're locking yourself in one game, yeah? And differentiate it with a couple superstars. But, man, you got a lot of wiggle room then. You're only looking at not too much.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would safely just, if you're going to play one of the two, I mean, I definitely would go Devin Harris. I don't think I'd take the risk of playing all of them tonight.
Yeah, it's a risk, but it might be something that might pay off for a lot of you.
I mean, if you find out that Fournier's not playing tonight, you can definitely probably put one of those guys into your lineups. Last second opportunity to do that. But Monte Ellis definitely the play of the game here. And any of those back, Kevin Martin, like you said, I mean, definitely a decent amount of value in the when we're talking about guards tonight. Again, Ricky Rubio, I know he's back tonight, but not touching him. Dirk, Chandler, they're all in play, but I think there's way better options out there tonight. 11-game slate, so you got Memphis and Phoenix.
Man, I hate Phoenix. Dragic has been burning me lately. A lot of the Phoenix guys, man, they're up tempo. They're gonna have to try to slow that down. It's not working for them. From what I've seen.
I don't even want to talk about that guy, man. He screwed me so bad yesterday.
Yeah, he's definitely got me down. And now that Mike Conley's playing, you're not going to have Bino coming out. We're not going to get to see good old Bino time. So, I mean, this game overall, Bledsoe looks like a play, but, man, Monte Ellis is a better play. I'm going to tell you that right off. So,
Big Ellis right over him.
And Jeff Green's somebody you might be able to sneak into your lineup. He plays heavy minutes. He can easily drop 30. He hasn't been lately, but don't chase points, guys. That's something I'm going to tell you. The last time he played Phoenix, he put up about 41 points. Again, that wasn't when he was with Memphis. So that's something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, just his game log lately. I mean, he's getting the 35. It's a 35, 26, 31. He's getting around the 30-minute mark. Production just hasn't been there. 16, 15, 16, 18. Just not been very consistent there as far as on the upside. Conley, Lee, not touching them. Markieff Morris.
I
actually like Markieff Morris, but I know it's a tough matchup.
I mean, defensively, though, Zach Randolph has been weak, dude. He's been letting points up.
At his price point, I mean, everybody's saying that that's a risk. But, I mean, if you're going to play him, I think he's definitely in play for a or a GPP at least consideration. I mean, I actually had him in one of my lineups until I saw another value and I switched him out, but I don't know. He actually might do pretty well tonight. Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol.
Oh, always consideration. You always got to look at him.
I think Randolph I would definitely be playing tonight. The guy's just been a monster lately. 50, 42. I mean, the minutes are there. You know, everything is pointing in the right direction for him tonight. Like I said, from the Phoenix side, I don't know, Dragic. I'm probably not touching him. I'm not touching Alex Len.
Yeah, don't touch Dragic.
I think there's some GPP plays. You know, Morris is the only one on Phoenix, but everybody else I think is in play for Memphis as far as GPPs. The only guys that I'm really going to target though in cash games would be Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol from this game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that. Jeff Green, guys, I think he might even be a cash consideration guy. The dude lately hasn't been putting up too much, but I can see him breaking out against this up-tempo team. It fits to his playing style. I mean, he can run that court. So Jeff Green's somebody I think about, guys, for 4,600. If you're not going to pay up for the LeBron, or, well, you know, you're looking at Middleton, but you just can't afford him. So Jeff Green's somebody I'd look at if you're, you know, strapped at the end.
You know what? I think a play to look at tonight. I know we didn't mention this when we talked about it. Back to that Charlotte-Washington game. A guy that's getting close to 30 minutes a night.
Chris Humphries?
Is Mr. Chris Humphries. I mean, he's 4,600. 30-30, 23, 41 in his last game, in the last couple games. I mean, this guy has been quietly playing very well. I don't know who he would be paired up with. He'd be in the second unit, so it's not like he'd have to really worry about a guy like Al Jefferson or, you know, one of those big guys. I mean, he's just been a spark off the bench for them, and I think he's really been a difference maker for that team as of late. He's definitely
they've been going with a bigger lineup, actually, I think at certain points. I think they even moved him when they were doing three big guys at certain points. I think Washington went with a big lineup a couple times. Now, if John Wall's out, look at Chris Humphries as an option, because fact of the matter is they may be running some plays through him as well, because he can start hitting them points, and definitely rebound wise.
I mean, he's probably a GPP in all honesty, but
I even like him for cash games, man. For those minutes, if they can keep up those minutes, and they have been, I like him for cash games even.
Yeah, I do too. I think I actually do have him in a cash game lineup, just because I needed a spot to fill, and I thought that he gave me the best upside. And he, like I said, he's been consistent. That's another thing I look at is consistency. The minutes are there, consistency. I mean, consistently the minutes are there as of late, and you know, like I said, his lines have not been that bad. So you can do worse at that price point. So you know, I don't feel like it's a bad option to put him in there.
The only thing I'd warn you, though, is that last Toronto game was an overtime one, so that's why he got 30 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I like the numbers. He's got to get me 20. But the second unit, I think he's worth the risk, you know, the roll of the dice, especially if he's your only questionable guy.
Well, Nene has been getting into foul trouble too, guys. So that's another reason why Chris has been playing so much. You look at his personal fouls; it's 5. Against LA, he had 0, of course, because I mean he was going against the Lakers. Then he had 5, and then he had 6. He actually fouled out of a game. So I mean Nene hasn't been doing too well for his fouls and stuff. So Chris Humphries is a play.
So who are your? Now let's get into the plays of the night.
Plays of the night. Well, we can recap this. I'm definitely saying Monta Ellis. And my other play of the night is probably Blake Griffin. I know you're off of him. I'm on him.
Something different tonight, right? Well, what are your top? You want to do the top 4 plays? You don't want to give them all out. You want to do the top 4 plays of the night. We're not doing the whole. We don't want to do no copyright infringement.
Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah. We don't want to be risking that. But I'll
Right.
do top fours. My number one pick, probably Monta Ellis. Number two, of course, is gonna be Blake Griffin. I'm liking let's see, I'm trying to not get you guys too cash strapped here. Um I'm liking Mozgov. I threw him out there. He hasn't been playing too many minutes, but even when he played 17 minutes, he got 21 points, and he was in foul trouble. So I don't see him going against Philadelphia and getting into too big foul trouble. He's always in foul trouble, it seems like, but I think tonight he might break that trend. So I'm liking him. And then lastly, I'd probably say Chris Middleton. Overall, he's put up about 24, 25 points for cash games. I mean, if he can stay steady and if he pops off tonight because of the matchup, he's somebody I'm looking at. What would you say your top four is?
I think my top four tonight. I think number one is Monte Ellis, like you said. He's gonna have to, be the point guard tonight. I know he's a shooting guard, but he's gonna have to distribute the ball. So he's definitely gonna get his chance for assists. He's gonna get his chance to score points because that's what he does. He's a scorer, and he's playing Minnesota. So, they're gonna be struggling defensively anyway in this game tonight. So I think he's definitely the number one option on the board tonight. Number two for me, it's got to be Zach Randolph. 8,600. The guy has just been on a complete tear. And at 8,600, it's supposed to be a very close game, highly competitive. I think he's definitely a guy that I would slide into my number two spot. Number three gets a little bit hazy. Because there's really nobody that's kind of clear cut out there. But if I was gonna roll number three, if I'm gonna try to keep it, I would probably say probably give you guys a value pick here. I honestly I think if Oladipo doesn't play tonight, I would definitely say Evan Fournier would be my number three for a value guy. I think he's been doing great lately. They don't actually, I don't think they play even at that price tag. They're 16th overall against the shooting guard position. Even in a potential blowout, I think he's still going to be out there. So he would definitely be my number three. Number four, probably a guy that I overlooked. DeMar DeRozan, man. I'm telling you, I think this guy's going to have a great game tonight against Milwaukee. 19th overall against them. Again, he's playing his 40 minutes now. He's in the zone. He's feeling it. And I think his price, he's got 45 point upside every time he takes the court. And he's only priced at $7,000. So if you can get him in there, he's probably a guy
Yeah,
that
if you're able to fit him and Monta Ellis together, that's good. That's good stuff.
don't get me wrong. I like Tyreek Evans too a lot. But if you got to afford one of the two, I would. It's what you're getting, from Tyreek Evans, and his ceiling's pretty high. But like I said, I like them. If you're going to try to go cheap, I would say DeRozan's the way to go tonight. So Ellis, Zach Randolph, Fournier as my value, and DeMar DeRozan as my other guy. Those are my four top plays of the night. So any final words?
Good luck, players out there.
Good luck tonight.
Good luck. You've heard us. Got any comments? Definitely comment. Got any concerns? Any questions? You can definitely hit us up. Pick our brains. We're out there for you guys. So.
Yeah, first of all, I want to talk about that game last night. Dumbass call. Why are you running it in? Or why aren't you running it in on second down from the one?
You know why they called that though, right?
Because they're fucking idiots.
No, it's so that they could have 3 plays. So there was only 20 seconds left, right? And they had 1 timeout. So if they would have ran it and called the timeout, they would only had 1 play left. Because then they would have had a rush back, and you know what I'm saying?
But
So they did it so that they could have 3 plays. I mean, I know it's stupid, and I don't agree with it. I think they should have ran and then passed and then ran. But
exactly.
regardless, I know where Pete Carroll was going. And
Did you see
Travel.
the run before that? Did you see the play before that? The run that he had. It was a
I did, yes.
good run. It was a pretty damn good run.
It
So
was a good run, but if it was that great of a run, he would have made it into the end zone.
yeah, but I'm just saying he was hell bent on getting into the end zone after that play. You know how bad he wanted to get in. I don't think anybody he would have went through a brick wall to get into the end zone on that next play. I don't think there was any way anybody was going to stop him. So if you're going to pass the ball, pass it on third down.
I feel you.
That's just my opinion. I know you have your opinion. And like everybody said, say the play, say it goes in for a touchdown. Say the play works perfectly. Then everybody looks at him and says, "Oh, he's a genius. What a great ball that was." So I mean, either way, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Dumb play, but yeah, everybody, good luck tonight. A big slate of games. I'm definitely keeping my fingers crossed tonight and hoping for some good stuff.
Hoping we win.
Hopefully we can get some good news on some other people. Hopefully there's some. We still don't know about Oladipo. Probably a couple other questionables out there. Maybe to fit some guys in there. John Wall, I don't know if John Wall doesn't play. I mean, his backup might be another guy you might want to consider tonight. Harden misses practice, but he's not playing until Tuesday, I think, or Wednesday.
Yeah, he's not playing until the Bulls.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yep, most definitely. All right, guys. Good fun.
All right, man. Talk to you guys later. Peace.